Good morning, you guys, and today's video is going to be my miscarriage story. So in January I found out that I was pregnant for the third time, and I found out on January 4th, I believe. I have a notebook here. Yeah, so I found out January 4th. I was actually at a doctor's appointment getting tested for strep throat. I get it pretty often, and I needed some more antibiotics. So I went in, and while I was there, they asked me if I needed or wanted to get anything else done, and I asked for a pregnancy test. And so they gave me a pregnancy test, came back positive, and being pregnant was kind of a surprise, but then again not really, because my boyfriend and I were trying to conceive. But I came home and I told him, and I actually was not living here at the time, so I told him, and we were both super excited. We had our first ultrasound on January 22nd, and I was 6 weeks and 3 days with a due date of September 13th of 2020. So I will actually show you guys this first ultrasound. I'm trying to like cover up the place where I go, but that is baby. And focus. There you go. So we had that ultrasound, and then I had another appointment a few weeks later at 9 weeks and 3 days. So I believe that was on the 12th. I had an appointment to go in just for a normal checkup, and I mentioned to the doctor that saw me that I'd had some very almost non-existent spotting, and she scheduled me for an ultrasound and a follow-up the next day. And so we left, came back the next day, had an ultrasound right in the morning, first patient of the day. And as the tech is doing the ultrasound, I could tell that there was absolutely no heartbeat. If you've ever had an ultrasound done, you can see the little flicker of the heart on the screen, and there was absolutely nothing, and baby was only measuring 8 weeks. So at that point I should have been 9 weeks and 4 days, I want to say. And so the tech didn't say anything. She just said you can go wait in the waiting room and they'll come get you for your appointment. So we went back out, and my boyfriend's just kind of looking at me like, what's going on? And I told him, like, there's no heartbeat, and baby is measuring a week and a half behind where I should be. And so he told me, he goes, well, let's just not worry until we see what the doctor says. So the doctor that saw me the day before came into the room, and you could just tell by the look on her face. She goes, I'm so sorry. She goes, you've got 3 options. We can give you a pill, and that'll start the process of the miscarriage. We can wait and see if it comes naturally, or we can schedule you for surgery. I chose to go for surgery. I did not want to go through another miscarriage naturally. They're pretty painful and just not fun. So she scheduled me for an appointment that same day with my regular OB, and I was her first patient of the day. So they took us to a room, and my OB came in, and she was all excited, and she goes, well, everything's looking great. I put in your referral to the specialist, so now we just wait and schedule you for your next appointment. I was like, just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, did they not tell you? She goes, tell me what? I'm like, we lost the baby. There's no baby. and she was like so shocked and like so upset that no one told her, and she walked into the room like everything was perfectly fine. And so she apologized and she went out to her office and she looked over my ultrasound and my file, and she confirmed baby was gone. And she said that we could try, and I believe Valentine's Day was on a Friday. I think we found out on a Thursday. I think Valentine's Day was Friday. And so we decided that she would try and schedule me for the surgery for Friday, and if not, we would do it Monday. So couldn't get it done Friday, so she scheduled me for Monday, February 17th, and I went in. I was there for about 4 hours with the whole registration and like checking in and just waiting for the OR to open up, because I was supposed to get my surgery done at like I want to say 12, and it didn't end up happening until almost to 1, just because the surgery that they were doing in that OR was not going to plan. So it did take a little bit longer to get the surgery done, but once we got it done, I was released from the hospital probably about 15 minutes after I came out of the anesthesia, and everything went pretty smoothly as far as recovery goes. It was a lot of bleeding, which isn't super normal for a DNC, considering they go in and they take everything out and make sure everything is empty. However, for some reason I did bleed more than I was supposed to, and I went in and I saw my doctor, and she said that it was fine. I was still looking great. I didn't have any major symptoms or like issues, so we just put it off, and that was pretty much it. I cramped for a little bit the day of the surgery. I was perfectly fine, no pain, no anything. The next day I was in a little bit more pain. I was cramping some more, but it wasn't anything too severe. It was actually less severe than any of the period cramps I've ever had. So the experience and all was not fun to go through, but that's been my easiest miscarriage to this day. But I hope I don't have to go through one again, because they're not fun. But that is my miscarriage story for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.